Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to day 5 of my 30 days of intentional wellness. We almost really made it to the end of the week. I can't believe that I made it a full week with being consistent, with being tired sometimes, being overwhelmed sometimes, being lazy sometimes. This is what consistency, dedication, motivation looks like, okay? So I absolutely woke up really late. It's like 11:38. I woke up, clocked in, took me a little nap, finished up some work, and I'm gonna skip breakfast for the moment only because I'm about to go to the gym and I don't really like to eat before I go to the gym. It makes me feel sluggish, if I'm being honest with you. So I won't be eating until I get back to the house, and probably by the time I get back to the house it'll definitely be well into noon. So I don't know if breakfast will be skipped completely and I'm gonna just move straight into lunch, or if I am gonna take the time to make breakfast and just slowly push my meals later throughout the day. I'll know when you know, and you'll see it and we will see it together. But I am about to go to the gym. The snow is still out, but I did drive the other day and I was able to move. It's just in my apartment complex. They didn't clean it up any way, shape, or form. And so, the snow melts in the day, and then at night it's those freezing temperatures, so it's turning into ice. So I'm going to attempt to make it as safely and quickly as possible to the gym, because it is later in the day and I'm trying to move quickly. Okay, so let's go get that done. Let's get into our last Pilates session of the week. Very excited that it's the last. Not that I'm not enjoying myself and it's a good time, but I am dying to get back into the gym now that the roads are more clear. I just know that I go 10 times harder. I'm more motivated when I'm not working out at the house. I don't know, something about being separated from the home and having all the equipment at your disposal. I don't know. It motivates me 10 times more. So I am happy that Miss Izzy had something for me to rely on and come back to when conditions are dire or I need to be in the house. But I'm a gym girly and I do like to be in the gym on the weights. Not really too much cardio, but I have been adding cardio back in. But anyways, let's focus on this actual workout. So Miss Izzy got us on the ground today. Again, just like the other day, how she had me doing all types of different variations of squats. This lady got me doing all types of different variations of sit-ups, and my abs on fire, burning, shaking, all of that, okay? If you need a good ab routine, a good ab workout, go look at her stuff. She don't be playing. And she be sitting there talking to you and coaching you and doing it with you at the same time. She's a small little Caucasian lady. But what do they say? They be saying how the little Pilates girls be having all this strength. And I would absolutely believe it with her. I would absolutely believe it. So I'm getting my core workout in. And I think I pretty much have a decent core. I want it to be, toned and shaped. But as far as the muscles are there. Like how they say you can have abs on top of like your rolls of fat. Now, I don't want that per se. But if I was to shape up my abs a little more, sometimes I do be having a little 2-pack. I'm not going to lie to you. But if I was to shape up my abs a little more, yeah, it would be on top of my rolls. And I ain't trying to go out like that. So again, I'm trying to trim down as much as possible. Another thing I want is a big old behind. I want there to be theme music when my thing is jiggling and I'm walking past people. They be like, how you a big girl with no behind? I don't know. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. But I'm determined to do something about it. I used to be a pancake my whole life. And I've been having a little lift. People can grab a little something. It used to never be like that, and I would show you pictures, but y'all not gonna make fun of me. Not on my watch. Not if I can help it. So she's back to having me doing all types of lunges and squats. She got me feeling like a little anime character, a little airbender. Whatever she got me doing, I guarantee you it's working something. It's working parts of my body I didn't even know needed to be worked, honey. So again, she won't disappoint you. Go to Izzy on YouTube, Miss Pilates by Izzy. And I think she does more than Pilates. I haven't looked at her whole channel. I just did this little playlist. But I think that she does. I see her stuff pop up sometimes. So go watch it. Alright, y'all, I just got home from the gym and baby, I am starving. I worked up quite an appetite. You know, number one, I already did not eat, which that's what I normally don't do. I don't like to be full when I'm at the gym, but you be needing that extra power. So I be thinking I want to start taking, you know, snacks and stuff with me to the gym. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I take trail mix, Lunchables, just random stuff to the gym. Sometimes beef jerky. But I took a Lunchable with me, but I didn't end up eating it. Like, I was too in the zone. And I had a nice, good, hard workout, just how I like it. You think I'm playing? Check the stats. You see it. Don't play with her. So, I'm ready to eat. Now, I could eat my chili because it's already made, you know, and I'm ravenous. But in the gym, I was thinking about a salmon BLT so bad. And I didn't even know salmon BLTs existed, right? Last summer, me and my bestie ended up going to North Carolina for the first time. There's this place in North Carolina called Waterman's. And so I had got like a fish taco or something, and my bestie had got the salmon BLT. And I was just thinking to myself, that sounds disgusting. And she was like, do you want to try it? I was like, sure, you know, you share food with your friends or whoever. And I must have took a bite out of that. I said, oh my God, this is amazing. I should have ordered this. And so I had like 3 tacos, and then they had cut her sandwich in half. She was like, well, if you want to take the half of my sandwich, I'll take one of your tacos. And we did that. And boy, I wish that I would have had that on my plate to originally begin with. And then in their airport, they actually do have a Waterman. So when we were coming back home, I was like, let's go to the Waterman's in the airport. So we're rushing because first off, the Waterman's is super far from our gate, but I was determined. We got all the way to that Waterman's in the airport, and they didn't even have that salmon BLT on the menu, right? So when I was just in the Carolinas to go see my boo, I wanted her to take me. So she took me, and it was good. So I've been dreaming about that, and I'm trying to duplicate it, remake my own. So I took some salmon out the fridge before I went to the gym, and we about to get it cracking. Hopefully it come out as good as theirs, but I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm literally just gonna season the fish, put it in the oven. I'm just gonna toast some bread, and I'm not really big on tomatoes. I eat them every once in a while. I like them, have them real crushed down or real thin, but I really don't eat tomatoes like that. So I'm gonna roast or bake my bread, excuse me. I'm gonna put my bacon on. I am going to put avocado and mayo on the bread, and so basically a BLT without the, you know, the T. Dang, do I have some lettuce? I might not have lettuce either, but hey, we're gonna do what it do. We're gonna make it work. I'm just starving, so let me be quiet and go ahead and start cooking. Again, I'm not a top of the line chef. I just know a little things, know a couple things. I got seasonings, and I'm not afraid to use them. Now, it makes me sad because I really be wanting stuff to taste like the restaurants, and it just don't be that sometimes. So I am trying my absolute best for that salmon BLT to taste like Waterman's. I really need it to. It really needs to feed my soul real good, okay? But either way it goes, it's gonna get ate. I promise you, it's gonna get ate. So I'm excited about it. Again, I was dreaming about it at the gym. I'm toasting my bread. I'm putting my condiments, my toppings on, my avocado. You know, they say that's good for you. And honestly, I never was a big fan of avocado, but as I've gotten older and, you know, your taste buds change or whatever, I've actually been messing with it. And I do like to eat it on different things, different chips. And that's saying something because I never used to want to put it in my mouth at all. So I'm ready to eat. Are you ready to eat? Let's chow down. All right, guys. So the last part that we will do for tonight, obviously, is our journal prompt, as well as I want to talk about something from the attachment style book, especially since I'm almost done. For those of you all who are still trying to figure out and or struggling with understanding your attachment style, I'm gonna read off some things that they have listed in the book as descriptors for your attachment style. But online on Google, there are plenty of free attachment style quizzes where you could take. I'm sorry, I did that on the last video, yawning for y'all. That just means it's getting closer and closer to bedtime, which it is. So sorry. But there is a rhyme and a reason for everything that you do. And a lot of it has to do with upbringing, childhood trauma, things of that nature. So I'm hoping that you hear this, and not only is it helpful to you, help you understand what you have going on, but it's also validating to you that you are not the only person that's doing this. So I don't want you to hear these attachments and be like, something's wrong with me, something's wrong with me. This is a very normal thing, and they can be changed, they can be healed. So I want you to hear these things and know that you are not the only person struggling with such a thing. So if you hear any of these things on the list and they resonate with you, they possibly could be your attachment style. And sometimes it's not uncommon for you to be operating in two attachment styles. Like, I am an anxious attachment by far, but under the guise of certain conflict and stress, I can turn into an avoidant. So don't think that's uncommon too if you are hearing things on both sides. But again, Google is free. You can feel free to find a test online if you need me to suggest one to you, because I've taken plenty online just to be like, are they sure? But yeah, you can't beat the anxious that I've been getting. Or if you're looking for resources, again, I can suggest this book to you. Ask for other suggestions about attachment style from my therapist if you're needing that, if you're not really into therapy or don't know where to start, or you're not ready to get into it yet. But if you are ready for therapy, I believe it is a great tool. Nothing has to be wrong with you just to get in therapy. You don't have to have these super traumatic events just to get into therapy. It literally can be used as a tool of guidance in life. So before I get into the prompt for today, I am going to read some of the traits of an avoidant, anxious, and secure. So first, I'm going to start with the avoidance. They use distancing strategies, emotional or physical. So what does that mean? What does that look like? So your person wants to get too close to you, conflict is going on. You might try to keep things super light. You don't want to get too deep into the conflict conversations, really being vulnerable, expressing your feelings. You keep them at an emotional distance. You have not a lot of emotional availability. Or physically, your person is upset with you, you're going to stop answering the phone. You're going to stop wanting to hang out, things of that nature. You're either creating physical distance or using emotional mental distance, if that makes sense. They emphasize boundaries in the relationship. They have an unrealistic romantic view of how a relationship should be. Mistrustful, fears of being taken advantage of by a partner. Has rigid views of relationship and uncompromising rules. During a disagreement, needs to get away or they'll explode. Doesn't make his or her intentions clear. Has difficulty talking about what's going on between you two. Sends mixed signals. Values his or her independence greatly. Devalues you or previous partners. So again, that was the avoidant trait. Here is the anxious. Plays games to keep your attention / interest. Has difficulty explaining what's bothering him or her. Expects you to guess. Acts out. Has a hard time not making things about him or herself in the relationship. Lets you set the tone of the relationship. Is preoccupied with the relationship. Fears that small acts will ruin the relationship. Believes he or she must work hard to keep your interest. Suspicious that you may be unfaithful. Wants a lot of closeness in the relationship. Expresses insecurities, worries about rejection. Unhappy when they are not in a relationship. And again, the avoidant attachment style does break off into several categories. Again, I think some of them are like unorganized avoidant attachment, fearful avoidant attachment, but this book just keeps it straight with the 3 tiers. So if you are needing a further breakdown of those, again, feel free to let me know. I don't mind reading examples for you, as well as referring you places to look. But the last one is the secure attachment. Communicates relationship issues well. Can reach compromise during arguments. Not afraid of commitment or dependency. Doesn't view relationship as hard work. Closeness creates further closeness. Introduces friends and family early on. Naturally expresses feelings for you. Doesn't play games. Reliable and consistent. Makes decisions with you. Flexible view of relationships. So if any of those traits resonate with you and it's clearer to you what your attachment style is, I hope that helps. If you need any further examples, I don't mind providing those for you. When I say this massage is needed after that nice long workout that I had at the gym, I was working them legs real hard. And like I said, most of my strength is in my legs. But when I'm going as hard as I'm going, when it comes to leg day, I do leave, feeling a little sore. And I'm not mad about it at all, because my motto is, if I'm leaving sore or if I'm sweating, it makes me feel like I'm doing something. I don't like when I've completed a workout and I just feel amazing. I feel fine, like nothing happened, or I didn't break a sweat at all. And I'm not a super big sweater, so I be having to do the most sometimes to start sweating, because I need to feel like I'm doing something, or it gets to the point where it's just like, all right, let's do this whole workout over again. But I did feel that burn, and y'all will see that on tomorrow's video. Since we did get to go to the gym, you're gonna see the type of stuff that I be doing for legs. And again, I don't put my whole workout routines just for the sake of, I'm not trying to bore y'all. And maybe you into fitness, and maybe you're not that into fitness. Maybe I can inspire you as a thicker woman that still likes to be active and move her body. I hope that I'm inspiring you to be active and move your body too. But I needed this, all right? And then I am sure after tomorrow's gym workout, I'm gonna need it real bad again. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna be doing it for the next 30 days. So hopefully it makes a difference. Don't forget to stretch. If you don't have a massage plate or a massage gun, soak in the bath, Epsom salt. Even if you're not doing a lot of activity or not going to the gym at all, stretch is important for your body, your strength, your bones, your muscles, all of that. Again, those of us that are getting older, even if you ain't getting, older, you're not in your 30s yet, it is important. Teach that to yourself now. It'll help you in the long run. All right, so now let's move on to the prompt of the day. Again, I'm picking something out of the ABC book, and today I am picking the letter S. S is for surrender. In war, surrender is a bitter, bitter thing. It happens when one side has tried absolutely everything to win and has failed, oftentimes with tragic consequences. And so it's no surprise that when we hear the word surrender, we resist. We want to be strong. We want to win. We want to stay in control, no matter what. But just like that, there are no real winners in war. There is no such thing as complete control. I used to think that if I was strong enough, I could handle everything on my own because alone equals control. And you know what I realized? Strength based on control is actually quite fragile. Holding all the pieces together is impossible. One wrong move and everything shatters. Now I aim to be soft, to be fluid, flexible, adaptable, in harmony with my environment and those around me instead of in opposition. If strength used to come from control for me, now it comes from surrender. I've replaced my need for control with grace, trust, and curiosity, and see the future as a gift to be received. I refuse to continue being at war with myself and my life. I surrender. I win. Instead of fear for the worst or hope for the best, love yourself in every moment and avoid being attached to a particular outcome. No longer is life about getting to a point A or B. It's about opening the door to yet an unknown point C by being part of the story instead of controlling it. The self-love action today is: when you find yourself highly committed to a specific outcome and desperate for control, ask yourself, if the thing I want most doesn't happen, then what? If I stop trying to make it happen, then what? If I took the energy I'm spending worrying about tomorrow and instead focus on loving myself and my life today, then what? So, you can answer what all the then whats are, what it looks like if the thing that you want most doesn't happen, what it looks like if you stop trying to make that thing happen, and what it looks like if you learn to be happy regardless. I am going to take the time to figure out what it is that I want the most. I'm still working on that, still figuring that out. I have several things in mind, whether it be what I really want to go back to school for and how I want to conduct myself if I was to go back and get my master's. I want that to look completely different than what it looked like for my undergrad. Not to say I didn't try when I was in college, but I definitely was a procrastinator. I was lazy. I didn't put all of my best foot forward. I got my degree though. I got it. But I feel like if I was to be in a master's program, I want to be the best that I could possibly be. I want to put so much time, effort, and energy into it. So that's something that I've really been wanting. There's this job that I've really been wanting, and to be honest, that's something right now that I've been putting my all into. And I've actually been attempting to do or get into this job for a couple of years now, and at moments I'm at peace with not getting it, and in moments I really am dedicated and I want to get it. So that's something that's on my mind, as well as relocating. That's really on my mind, how I'm going to conduct myself as I'm getting in the process and ready to move and relocate, and what that looks like of starting over, and how I envision this new life and this new transition to be. And what if it is not that? What if I move to this new state and I hate absolutely everything about it? I'm as miserable there as I was here. What if I never make any friends? What if I never get out the house for real? What if? So I have several things that I could be brewing on, but I am going to come up with my list, and maybe one day I will share. But for now, I hope that has you thinking. And if you want to share, you are more than welcome to. But that is the end. Thank you for coming back again. I hope it is helping you as much as it is helping me. This has been taking up a good point and part of my day. So again, like I said with yesterday, I'm going to go through my checklist and see what it would look like to keep things, take things out, put things in, because as much as I do want to do this, and I'm going to continue to do this because this is important to me, I also want to still be able to live a regular life and spend time with my friends. There's a couple of concerts that I'm gonna be going to in the next couple of weeks that'll run in schedule with this. There's a couple of classes that I want to take that me and my friends are gonna be partaking in, that's gonna run in the midst of this. And so, do I have the time to be recording everything all day, every day? I'll make it work, but it's definitely going to take some time management. But one of them is definitely getting to bed on time and getting up at a decent time. So I think that'll alleviate a lot of extra stress and extra pressure if I'm getting up and following my routine to where I'm getting everything done in the beginning of the day. So I'm not struggling when it gets towards the end of the day and it's nighttime and I'm ready to go to bed and I'm a little tired. So we're gonna be working some things out. So if you see some changes in the video, don't be alarmed. I will be vocal about them. I'll be consistent about them. But I appreciate you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful night, a wonderful day, a wonderful morning, wherever you are in the world, whatever time you watch this. Have a good one.